So for today's video, we are going to be the scum of the earth, and I'm going to play some Charge Crusader. This is the most recent version of Time to Fight that I've been playing. I've been really successful with it, as you would imagine, and mostly we're playing it because the last video that I recorded was me playing mid-monk, and I went 0-2, losing game 2 to Backbreaking Prophecy. So I want to try to win some games, just, you know, wipe the shame off of me. So yeah, we're gonna be scumlords and play some Time to Fight. This is I guess technically it's like Ray Chargels 2.0. The very first charge-based deck that I ever built back when it was just the core set, many months ago, was actually Crusader, and I called it Ray Chargels, and I was very successful with it, but a lot of people said that it probably wasn't very good, wasn't very viable. I then did Charger, then I did the Battle Mage version when it was officially named Time to Fight, and now I bounce around between a bunch of different versions. So it looks like we're up against Ramp Scout, so we'll see how this goes. This looks like a pretty good opener for us, though, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this.
Be well.
The only thing we're missing is like a board-wide buff, right? Northwind Outpost or something, but our ability to start with a Vanguard is relatively okay. We're going to start with that over this because we're going to actually wait to play this until we're about to crack a rune. So the way that this is likely going to work is we're probably going to then Gatekeeper this to get him to 26, you know, barring Murkwater Witch shenanigans or something. And then the following turn we'll play the Relentless Raider and another card, or at least something in that vein. Now, obviously that's flexible. It depends on what we draw, what he does, but that is our plan of action as of right now, so... Looks like our opponent's taken a bit to think about his
Night Mother will guide
his
us.
clutch play here, which is Ungolem. Interesting. So far we've seen Scout Report and Ungolem and Shadow Shift. This might not be Ramp Scout. I might have improperly labeled that too soon. Nothing has changed as far as our plan of action goes, though. So we're going to go ahead and put him on the cusp of breaking a rune, but not quite. And then, unless we draw something super spicy, next turn is likely Outpost plus Relentless Raider. And, like clockwork, Skilgolem immediately yields a Brotherhood Assassin for our opponent. But he is playing Scout's Report, Shadow Shift in this. I almost wonder if he's like playing a purposeful, like Ungolem deck. I'm very intrigued here. But we are going to go ahead and do this, and we are going to go ahead and play the Relentless Raider to get some triggers. It's just a matter of where. Still think this is probably the place. We're going to save this Ring Charge, though, because the next turn we can Outpost and Ring Party as well. So we get a couple of triggers. He does have this, but... hopefully that means he only eats our Gatekeeper, and we'll get some more swings on that plus this. That's the hope anyway. But I'm very intrigued by this build. Oh, he had another Shadow Shift.
For the Black
What have we here?
Yeah, massive amounts of card draw. Very intrigued indeed. Let's go ahead and do this. Get that damage in. And do we want to Time to Fight now? Yeah, now is the right time. Because this is still 6 more damage, and then potentially threatens lethal. There's also the chance that he might like trade this here, and then if he swings for 3 and puts us on the cusp, then our Afflicted Elite will give us a rune. But that also tells us what he's on. So we made him burn a Ring of Imaginary Might. So he was on a combo deck, and now we know why he had all the card draw, but the good news is we won. We pressured. Feels good after the last video, so let's go ahead and do that again. Because it's time to fight, guys. I don't know if you know that or not, but with me, it's time to fight. Ooh, we get some game rewards. I'll take those. And let's see if we can go 2-0. Get some momentum. I really need, I think on my next stream, to sit down and probably play this quite a bit, just so that I can hurry up and hit Legend with, like, you know, a couple of days to spare, so I'm not trying to do it at the end of the season. I'm usually Legend, like, in the first 5 days, but with everything that happened this month, I've officially crossed the threshold for the latest in the season I've ever hit Legend. And we're up against Scout again, which is, again, traditionally a pretty good matchup for us. I'm not saying that it's an auto win. Scouts do possess the tools to beat us. Early word walls, early drain vitalities. We're gonna save that for now. And giant bat shenanigans. If they get the right draw, they can absolutely get the job done. More Scouts reports.
The Nords must take back Skyrim.
Okay, so we gotta do some quick math here. This would swing for 2, and this would swing for 2 next turn, so there's no reason to push it now. Because we can still play this and this next turn. Now, he could still, like, Murkwater Witch, he could put a Tree Minder in front, which is what I expect. But we don't want to, like, tip our hand too early. Murkwater Witch would have been, like, backbreaking there, right? See, right now he feels kind of comfortable, potentially. So, wow, alright, well. I guess we're gonna just flood the board. Unfortunately for us, he's likely getting a Fighters Guild recruit, because they don't typically run a lot of prophecy. Wow. Mummify on the Raider.
Time to fight.
Okay. Now that is interesting. So the downside is we're basically out of cards at this point. Now, we could draw Ulfric's Housecarl or, like, Crusader's Assault. Those would be our ideal top decks at this point. Crusader's Assault would be fantastic with him playing the Tree Minder. And unlike our last opponent, this one is on ramp. But if we don't get, like, a Housecarl or something, we do have the Battalion, which does appear to be the way that we're going to go. Unless he runs Giant Snake, there's no reason to not lane stack at this point in the game. Red Brahmin becomes a problem later, but the reason you want to lane stack is if he does play, like, Hist Mage, for example. This can trade with Hist Mage and still let us push. So Giant Snake is the only thing we fear, but...
Taste my steel.
Oh, actually this will also get in our way a tick. I think we just go with this instead of the Vigilantes for now, because this is going to let us push 3 damage, but plan for the future a little bit better.
We obey.
Because this is going to put him right at 6, and then unless he has guards in both lanes, then either of these will finish him off, right? So, like, he has to deal with this and protect this lane to survive at this point. So it does look like we are going to lock in a second victory. This is Crusader Time to Fight. It's all the fun of Time to Fight, and even though you guys didn't see him, it does in fact pack Ulfric's Housecarl. It does in fact pack Crusader's Assault, so the cards do just keep coming, and that's what the deck does. It's been pretty successful for me anyway. Alright, yeah, he's gonna plate up over there. But we're gonna go ahead and give him the preemptive good game. Because we have the raiding party, which would also seal it, but this lets us skip the last rune period. So, there you go.
Nicely done.
As always, it's time to fight, you know? Hopefully this makes up for my 0-2 run on the monk video. So, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you will excuse me for being a scumlord, but I feel a little justified. Like, as the father of Time to Fight, if somebody's gonna play charged cheese, I feel like it should be me. So, yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. As always, until next time, may you walk on warm sands.